with us, why then has all this happened to us? Where are all his miracles which our fathers told us about, saying, did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us unto the hand of Midian. The Lord looked at him and said, go in this your strength and deliver Israel from the land of Midian. Have I not sent you? He said to him, O Lord, how shall I deliver Israel? Behold, my family is the least in Manasseh, and I am the youngest in my father's house. The Lord said to him, surely I will be with you, and you shall defeat Midian as one man. So Gideon said to him, if now I have found favor in your sight, then show me a sign that it is you who speak with me. Please do not depart from here until I come back to you and bring out my offering and lay it before you. And he said, I will remain until you return. And Gideon went in and prepared a young goat and unleavened bread from an ephah of flour. He put the meat in a basket and the broth in a pot, brought them out to him under the oak and presented them. The angel of God said to him, take the meat and the unleavened bread and lay them on this rock and pour out the broth. And he did so. The angel of the Lord put out the end of the staff that was in his hand and touched the meat and the unleavened bread. And fire sprang up from the rock and consumed the meat and the unleavened bread. And the angel of the Lord vanished from his sight. When Gideon saw that he was the angel of the Lord, he said, alas, O Lord God, for now I have seen the angel of the Lord face to face. The Lord said to him, peace to you. Do not fear. You shall not die. Look at somebody say, you shall not die. Then Gideon built an altar there to the Lord and named it, the Lord is peace. To this day, the steel and Ophir of the Abiezrites. Amen. May the Lord have blessed you for the reading and hearers and those who live out and apply his holy and righteous words. You may be seated. I want to continue this series that we started a few weeks ago, the names of God. Today I want to talk about Jehovah Shalom, the Lord our peace. Jehovah Shalom, the Lord our peace. When I was a little boy, I was fascinated by thunderstorms, fascinated by lightning and thunder and the roar and the violence of thunderstorms. And I really especially liked them in the daytime, because at nighttime, you know, thunderstorms are a little scarier at night. I wasn't the only one that thought that. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. During the daytime, I was fascinated with thunderstorms. But during the daytime, even though they tell you don't be by a window because, you know, you might get struck or something, I used to look outside and watch the thunderstorms. I would watch the lightning. I would watch the pounding rain and the winds. And I would watch the trees shake. And I would watch all of these things. And I was fascinated by this eruption of what seemed like violence coming out of the heavens. I was fascinated by it. And then after most storms, after a storm is over, especially in the daytime, sometimes there's a calm that comes after the storm. There's a peace that comes after the storm. There's a unique smell in the atmosphere. You hear birds chirping after a storm. You see frogs coming out, and you see worms coming out of the earth. There's a unique atmosphere after the storm, and there's a still tranquility and a peace that happens after the storm. And so I began to reflect and think about this in my older days, and I began to think about it was not the storm or the violence of the storm that I was so fascinated with. What I was really fascinated with was the calm that comes after the storm. My mind, as a young kid, could not wrap around the fact that just moments earlier, there was this violent eruption all over the sky. Pounding rain and thunderous bolts of thunder and lightning were in the sky. And somehow, all of a sudden, God in his sovereignty decides to flip the script and to shut it down and to make peace come out of chaos. In my mind, I could not fathom how in the world do we go from this scene of violence and disruption and chaos and difficulty and darkness, and all of a sudden that shuts down in a moment, and God brings behind that a still peace. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but as I've been observing, I've been talking to people and doing what I do, I find that there are many people in this life today looking for that peace. Most of us understand the storms. Let me say this again. Maybe I'm the only one. Most of us understand and identify with the storms. We identify with the challenge. We identify with the difficulty. Some of us in that moment right now. But many of us are seeking and searching that peace that comes after the storm. Many of us are praying and believing God and trusting God for better times and for better days. We're trusting and believing God to come out of the disruption of our lives and the discouragement of our lives and the disillusionment of our lives and the darkness of our lives. And we're asking God, God, where is my peace? God, where is the stillness that I hear you can give? Where is the quiet atmosphere, Lord? I want my mind to be quiet. I want the atmosphere to come back into norm. I want this storm to dissipate and go away. But God, I don't just want you to take the storm away. I want my peace back. Maybe I can just talk to a few of you here that don't mind being real this morning, but I want to ask a few of you a few questions this morning. When Satan has launched an attack on your physical body, have you ever asked God, give me my peace back? When everything is going wrong and there's chaos in your life and things are not what you think they should be or not where you think they ought to be, have you ever stopped and asked God, Lord, give me my peace back? When life throws you something that you did not expect it to go, where is your peace? When you have been in a situation longer than you expected to be in it, when you've been praying and asking God, Lord, in my pain, in this situation, in my discouragement, where is my peace? Does anybody in here want their peace back? Yeah. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong church. I must be on the wrong assignment today. I must not have heard from the Lord. But I believe there's a few of you here who want your peace back. Can I have some hands? And some people say, I want my peace back. And I know you're in worship. I know you're here. And I know you got your smiles on. I know you got your Sunday clothes on. But I know there's some of you resting on the inside because when we look in the reality of your life, there's some storms going on. In the reality of your life, you're looking for some peace. And in the reality of your life, some of you have been in it for so long that you're starting to doubt that God can give you peace. And some of you have been crying out to God for a long time, and you're expecting any day, any moment, any second, God, you're going to give me what I've been asking for. I want my peace back, and I guarantee you I'm not the only one in here that wants the peace back. Slap somebody high five if this is you. Say, I want my peace back. Oh, y'all don't want your peace back. Y'all ain't saying, slap somebody high five and act like it. Tell them, I want my peace back. I want my peace back. I want to sleep at night. I want to stop tossing and turning. I want to come here with a praise already on my lips. I want my peace back. I want to wake up in the morning not stuck in doubt, believing that God is going to give me my peace back. I want my peace back, and I want it back today. I want it back today. The story of Gideon gives us an idea, gives us some inkling of how we can get our peace back. You have to understand now what's going on. Joshua has died. Israel has entered the promise that was given to them in the Abrahamic covenant. God promised them he would give them a land, blessing and seed. They have entered the land. If you recall the story when God gave the command to Moses and Joshua was mentee to Moses, you remember that God said that I'm going to wipe out the inhabitants of the land so that you can take care of it. But how many know that if you do 90% of what God tells you, you leave 10% on the table, how many know that's still disobedient? Yeah. Am I in the right church this morning? Yeah. Some of us think we can do partial of what God tells us to do and still get blessing. But you cannot do partial. When God tells you to do something, God doesn't say, I don't want you to do half of it, I want you to do all of it. And so Israel did not listen to God, and so they did not wipe out the inhabitants of the land. They kept the people there, and then they began to intermingle and intermarry and fellowship with the people, so much so that they began to take on their gods. And God says several times in the book of Judges, he said that Israel was doing evil in the sight of the Lord. In other words, the Lord was despised. What they were doing was despicable because they had begun to worship God. Now, this is the same God that delivered them from the bondage of Egypt. This is the same God that made sure they lasted through the wilderness. This is the same God who rained down manna from heaven, who provided for them, who took care of them. This is the same God, but now they have intermingled and they have connected with these other groups, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Amalekites, and all these other ites, and they have begun to worship other gods. So this is the period of the judges in history, Israel's history. God raises up these judges. He raises up these judges. These judges served as basic prophets, priests, and pastors, overseers of the nation. And they were to judge the people, they were to lead spiritually, and they were also to lead politically. So God raised up all these judges to see the people. God would raise up a judge, people would act right for a while. Then they would go right back after a while, after a little while of peace, after a little while of tranquility, after a little while of calm, they would go right back to acting foolish. And God would say, I got to raise up another judge because you are doing evil in my sight. So here we are at the story of Gideon. Gideon was the 6th judge of Israel. And here we are today where God says, listen, he calls them out. He says, Gideon, I have an assignment for you. But understand, Gideon is dealing with all kind of discouragement, all kind of storms, all kind of challenges, because of Israel's evil, God says to them, for 7 years, I'm going to cause the Midianites to be a thorn in your side. Let me park there for a minute. How many know that you can be disobedient to God and God has the right to deal with you however he chooses to deal with you? You can be disobedient to God and you can't tell God, okay, God, after a week's punishment, after a week's discipline, God, let me get back on course. God said, no. He says to Israel, I'm going to give you 7 years where Midian is going to be a thorn in your side. 7 years. He said, but at the same time, I'm going to raise up Gideon as the new judge. And so you got to understand, what did he allow the Midianites to do? He allowed the Midianites, every time Israel would plant a harvest, before the harvest would bloom, the Midianites would come and destroy all their crops. He allowed them to destroy all their crops. He allowed them to destroy all their cattle, destroy all their sheep, all of their oxen, all their animals. And so he depleted their resources. Let me park there for a moment. You know that God is ultimately your resource? Yes. Let me say that again. God is ultimately the source of your resources. Yes. And so when God reminds Israel in their disobedience, just as he reminds us, is that, listen, I am the source of your resources. I don't care where you went to school. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how experienced you are in your job. Make no mistake about it. I'm the source of your resources. And I can cut off your resources. Are y'all praying with me? I can cut it off whenever I get one. And here's one of the reasons why God decides to cut it off. Disobedience and sin. And here's it is. Now, while you tuning God out, make no mistake about it, God is not a God of evil. He's not this big old person in the sky that's mad at you. God knows that how he's going to drive you back unto himself. Oh, some of y'all don't pray until you go through some storms. Some of y'all don't cry out to God until it gets difficult in your life. Some of y'all don't really open up your word until you have to. So God, sometimes in disciplining us, will allow challenge to come into our lives to drive us back unto himself. 90% in here ran to the church, ran back to the church after a storm came into your life. Okay, it's going to get better. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. Gideon is in the field beating out the wheat. The angel of the Lord appears to him and says, Gideon, the Lord is with you. Understand Gideon's context. All around he sees devastation. All around him he sees challenge. All around him he sees the Midianites tearing up his stuff, messing up his country. All around him he can't see the hand of God. He can't see that God is at work. All around him all he gets is bad news after bad news. Day after day he's seeing bad stuff happen. All around him, he's struggling to believe that God is real. And I know y'all looking at Gideon like y'all never went through this. Sometimes you have had the same thoughts in your life. All around you, you've had devastation after devastation. You've had bad news after bad news. You've had discouragement after discouragement. You've had difficulty after difficulty. You've had storm after storm. So much so that some of you decided, I'm not even going to believe God for anything anymore. Some of you told yourself, if it happens, fine, I'll rejoice. But if it don't happen, let me not get my hopes up. That's not the attitude God wants us to have. And what God has to do when we go through devastation and discouragement to try to get our peace of mind back, the first thing God does with us is he has to change our perspective. Everybody say perspective. Because what happens, truth be told, when you go through disillusionment and discouragement and disappointment after disappointment, your natural human mind, I know some of you are so spiritual, you don't ever go through this, but your natural human mind says, God, I don't know where you are. God, I'm not feeling you today. I don't know why you've done this. I don't know why you've allowed this. I don't know why you permitted this. And so the first thing the angel of the Lord does to Gideon is he tells Gideon, he said, listen, Gideon, I know it doesn't look right. I know you're discouraged, but he said, I'm with you. And that's the same thing God has to do. See, some of us can't get our peace back until we get our perspective back. We can't get our peace back until we get our perspective. Pastor, what do you mean perspective? I don't know what you're saying. I'm coming to church every Sunday. I'm believing God. I'm raising my hands when it's time to praise. I'm singing praise songs at home. I don't know what you mean perspective. Your perspective is you're looking around you and you're letting the stuff that's happening to you dictate the peace that should be in you. And so you have no peace because because your perspective is off, because you've been going through something, and because you've been going through it, and you don't understand what God is doing. You've told God He's not fair, He's not right, He shouldn't do this, this isn't allowed to be, shouldn't be allowed to happen to you, and so you have thought that God has left you. But the first thing God wants you to do is to believe who He is. If you're going to get your peace back, if you're going to get your hope back, if you're going to get your purpose back, if you're going to get your mind back, the first thing God has to do is to remind you, I have not left you. I've been here the whole time. Pastor, I don't understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I don't see it. I'm looking around. I lost my job. I lost my family. I don't have the money I need. I don't have the resources I need. I lost some things. So what do you mean God's all around me? I don't see God. I don't see God in this devastation. I don't see God in this discouragement. I don't see God. I don't see God. How can you say God is with me? I see God is with you, because if He wasn't with you, you wouldn't still be here. I see God is with you, because if He wasn't with you, if some of you would get up here and give your testimony, some of you know you should have lost your mind. God is with you. That's what I mean, God is with me. Food's still on the table. It may not be much, but I had something to eat. God is with me. Still got clothes on my back. God is with me. Still got hands to raise. God is with me. Still got a word in my heart. God is with me. Still could put one foot down in front of the other and walk to my destination. God is with me. Still got here throughout the week and nothing took me out. Drunk driver didn't take me out. Nobody killed me. A straight bullet didn't take me. God is with me. I got here this morning and God spoke to me through the song. God is with me. I got here this morning and God spoke to me through a brother of Christ who prayed for me. God is with me. The message spoke to me. God is with me. And what discouragement does, ladies and gentlemen, what discouragement tries to tell you that God is not with you. But I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to help you understand, if God wasn't with you, you would not have been here. You would not have made it through whatever you made it out of. You wouldn't still be in your right mind. God is with you. And just because the circumstances and the difficulties and the challenges have been difficult, it does not mean God has left you. That's right. Here's the shout. Shout is not that God has yet changed the circumstances, but the shout is that God has given you the grace. Mr. Shout to you. The shout is God has given you the grace to endure whatever it is that you're enduring. See, Gideon has not figured out that even though everything around him is being destroyed, he's still beating on some wheat. He still has something in his hand. I wish I had 10 of y'all that would look at your hands. I still got something in my hand. I don't have everything I want, but I still got something in my hand. Y'all ain't praying this morning. Y'all, I'm going to shout for myself that I don't have everything I need. I don't have everything I want. It's not like I want it to be, but I still got something in my hand. I wish somebody would shout with me. I don't know what you have in your hand, but I still got something in my hand. Can I pray by myself? I still got something in my hand. Would you look at your shoes? You still got shoes on your feet. Would you look at your shirt? You still got clothes on your back. Would you look at your pants or your dress? You still got something on your mind. You still got your mind. I still got something in mine. Gideon is mad at God. Beating the wheat. I can't believe we're in this situation. Same God for Israel, the one who delivered us from Egypt, has allowed us now to have this thing. Don't you blame God. Well, please don't assign God for your disobedience or for the results of your disobedience. He's still with you. Because truth of the matter is, some of you, he had a right to take some of us out. We were so disobedient. So he's still with us. And so Gideon says, he says, well, I hear you, Mr. Angel of the Lord, but I don't understand why you can say, or how you can say that God is with me. Have you looked around lately? Have you seen my situation? understand. God, you're so good, then why aren't things good? If you're so good, then how come I'm not seeing what I expect to see? God, if you're so good, then why is my life not where I think it should be? God, if you're so good, why isn't it happening the way I think I should have? God, if you're so good, what's all this chaos around me? Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my point, and we learn from Gideon. Point number one, we don't get our peace from the atmosphere. Pastor, what do you mean? Some of us base our peace on what we see. Many of us base our peace on what we have. Many of us base our peace on what's going on around us. But I don't know about you, but I've lived long enough to know that every day ain't a day of happiness. I don't know about you, but I've learned that you don't laugh 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't know about you, but there's some days that just don't go right. There's some days that things just don't look right. There's some days where things don't happen the way I think they should happen. But here's the reality. The songwriter made it plain for us. He said, listen, when I think about it, my good days still outweigh my bad days. And so what I cannot do is take inventory about what's going on around me to determine what kind of peace I'm going to have in me. Because this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me anyway. Stuff didn't give it to me anyway. Houses didn't give it to me anyway. Land didn't give it to me anyway. A boyfriend didn't give it to me anyway. But this joy that I have, maybe you don't have the joy. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world didn't take it away. So what I'm trying to tell you, if everything around me goes bad and everything around me doesn't look right, you still can't take my joy. Gideon says, he said, wait a minute, if God is with us, then why all these things happening to us? If God is with us, why are all these negative situations happening to us? And God wants you and I to know today, listen, you cannot let the atmosphere of things going on in the atmosphere, of things going on around you, determine how good God is to you. Because listen, there's going to be some days you're up, there's going to be some days you're down. There's going to be some days you got money, there's going to be some days you're broke. There's going to be some days people affirm you, there's going to be some days people act like they don't know you. There's going to be some days your kids act good, there's going to be some days you wish they were somebody else's. There's going to be some days your spouse loves you, there's going to be some days you say, oh, did I make a mistake? There's going to be some days you come in here and your ministry's going well. There'll be some days that Satan has his hand all on your ministry. But what you got to understand is God has prepared you for those days. God has made it so that even though you may have some bad days and some bad moments and some difficult times, it has not changed the fact that he brought you out of darkness and put you into the marvelous light. It does not change the fact that you're going home one day. It does not change the fact that his grace is sufficient over your life. It does not change the fact that God is still with you. If he will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. It does not change the fact that God brought some of you from a mighty long way. It does not change the fact that the growing up that you had didn't kill you, nor did it destroy you. But God has you in this place because he's been good. Not because everything around you is good, but because he's been good to you. There's the three of you in here that know that you ain't nothing but a living testimony. I bet there's about 5 of you who can stand up on your feet and when I think about all that God has brought me through, I know God's been good to me. I don't know about you, but I know God's been good to me. You can sit there on the pews all you want and act cute like you want to, but I know God's been good to me. God has brought me from a mighty long way. So we have to reflect, not based on what we see, not based on what's going on, because here's the good part. God has never been interested in the result, but he's always interested in how you handle the process. We're just like Gideon. We're in the field, beating the wheat, mumbling under our breath, talking about God. This ain't right. This ain't fair. And I hear God saying, boy, look at what you got in your hand. Who provided the wheat? You don't have to have the wheat to beat. Who provided the wheat? He said, you think I'm not with you. But even though the Midianites have been coming and killing all the crops, you've been eating every day. Even though you lost your job, you still got a roof over your head. Even though you've been hospitalized, you can still stand up on your own 2 feet. Even though all hell has broken out in your life, you still know how to get a prayer through. Even though you ain't where you want to be in life, you still ain't dead, sleeping in your grave. You still got purpose on your life. Even though things aren't where you think they ought to be, what's in your hand? He says, okay, I get it. I hear you, Spirit of the Lord. I hear you talking to me. I understand. Don't look at circumstance. Don't look at the atmosphere to determine my peace or to get my peace. But here's the other thing. You need to recognize and understand who you talking to. I'm jacked up. Gideon said, man, you talking about you got something for me to do. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. And ladies and gentlemen, you will never get peace as long as you keep looking at yourself as the source of your strength. As long as you keep looking at yourself as the source of your strength. That's point number 2. As long as you keep looking in the mirror as the source of your strength, you will never have peace. Now here's what it looks like in real life. I'm strong. I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. Been here before, done this, know how to do it, got a t-shirt to prove it. And God's saying to you, but you can't get through this one without me. You trying to get peace based on what you think you know. You don't know enough to get through this storm. And so the reason why you lack peace is because as long as you keep trusting the one in the mirror more than you trust me, you will not have any peace. As long as who you see in the mirror, you have more confidence in her or him, you will not have peace in your life. Because you got some issues, you got some shortcomings, you got some things that you cannot do. But as long as you look up and stop looking in the mirror, as long as you lift up your hands and lift up your voice and praise me and trust me and stop leaning on your own understanding, I will give you peace. Why? Because anytime I look at myself as the source of my strength, anytime I look at myself as the strength of my life, I'm already jacked up. But as long as I can say, Lord, in spite of me, work through me. Lord, work around me. Lord, put me behind the cross and still use me. But if you rely on me, God, if you want me to get it together, I can't get it together by myself. If you want me to navigate through the storm, I can't navigate through it by myself. But God, I'm trusting in you. The word says some trust in chariots and horses, but I'm trusting in the name of the Lord our God. The word says that God will never leave me nor forsake me. The word said he's a sovereign God. He's an able God. He's a willing God. He's a strong God. He's a mighty God. He's a great God. He's a never failing God. He's an all-encompassing God. He's an all-knowing God. He's an omnipotent God. He's an all-powerful God. He knows the beginning and the end, God. He is the beginning. He's the Alpha and the Omega, God. I'm not looking in the mirror. I'm looking up to the hills from which cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. My help comes from the Lord. And the last time I checked, I looked through Genesis to Revelation. The last time I checked, God never made a mistake. He never lost a battle. He never lost a war. God is not going to lose. And if you're on God's side, if you're trusting God for your peace, if you're trusting God for your change and your transformation, you're already on the winning team. Slap somebody a high five and say, you already won, baby. You need to stop celebrating now. Don't you dare wait till the battle is over. Don't you dare wait till the mountain is removed. You better start shouting right now. Shout right now. You got an anticipation praise. So he said, listen, Gideon said, man, if you look at me, if you know who I am, I I don't see the peace in the atmosphere. He said, I don't see the peace in my own strength. He said, listen, but you got to understand that God is the Lord and the strength of your life. Can I be honest with you? Some of us really lack peace because the truth of the matter is, God really is our plan B. Did I step on some toes? The truth of the matter is, God really for many of us is our plan B. And I know me because I think I'm strong. I think I got a few things figured out. God is so good. Every time I think I got something figured out, God throws another calculus in the equation to show me that I must rely on Him. This thing that you're going through, child of God, is beyond your ability on your own. You've got to rely on God. Throw your hands up. Everybody throw your hands up. Come on, throw them up. That's the sign of surrender. Amen. When you throw your hands up to God, say, God said, that's the signal I've been waiting for. That's the affirmation I've been waiting for. I surrender all to you. I surrender all. You got to surrender that thing to God, and God knows when we've really surrendered it to Him. And here's how I know when you really surrendered to God. You're going to stop turning and tossing at night. All right. Because the God got His hand on it, ain't no sense of me losing a good night's sleep. If God's going to work it out, ain't no sense of me tossing and turning. Sleeplessness often, not always, is an indicator that you're not trusting for your situation. So Gideon teaches us that we cannot get peace from the atmosphere. We cannot get peace from looking at ourselves, our own strength. But here's the last thing that we learned. Gideon asked God for a sign. And now, don't get it twisted. This is not a prescription for us to do the same thing with God. God wants us to believe without signs. But God also knows what we need. Gideon says, okay, Lord, if this is really you, I hear you talk about, you can do this thing, and you can fix this thing, you can make this thing right. But God, I'm going to need you to show me something. I'm going to need you to show me something. And so God says, okay, Gideon says, I'm going to go get my offering, and put my offering, and put the unleavened bread there, and put the pot there, and God consumes it. He burns it with fire, demonstrating that He is God. And so all of a sudden, Gideon is aware that God's been with him. God has never left him. God is able, God is capable, God is going to do it. All of a sudden he realizes he's meeting God face to face. God appears to him, and all of a sudden he gets a stillness in his heart. He gets a stillness, and you get a stillness in your heart when you realize beyond the shadow of a doubt that God is with you. You get a stillness and a peace in your storm when you realize that God can comfort you in the middle of it. We were about, my oldest daughter was about 2 years old. We were living in California. We came back home for Christmas. And that's before we realized that we need not come back home when it's cold outside. And so we came home for Christmas, and one of the things that my wife discovered very early on was that when baby girl was in the car, one of the things that we went along car ride, one of the things that would keep her quiet or silent or satisfied or at peace, if you will, was McDonald's fries. Oh, don't act like y'all ain't never get your baby fries. And so my wife discovered baby girl loves some McDonald's fries. We give her some McDonald's fries. We had a long car ride. She would be back there just singing and humming. And her little salty fries, and later would take them and she'd blow on them, make sure they weren't too hot. And she would be so happy and solidified. We could have a nice drive, long as she eat them fries, and she had them nice hot salty fries. And we could actually have a conversation in the front seat. We could take a long drive, and she just back there just having a good old time. She's here today. She laughed at me. I forgot to get permission to ask her to use this story. Is she all right? You all right too. And so we came back to Michigan one Christmas, and we were driving to one of our relatives' house, and she was having a time in the back seat. She was having a time, and so she was a great child, but she threw a little tantrum, and so looked at Mama. Mama looked at me and said, "We got to get her some fries." And so we were on 8 Mile. We were on 8 Mile near Lassero, and they had a Rally's there. And so Mama said, pull into Rally's to get the baby some fries. We pulled into Rally's, got the baby some fries. We gave baby some fries, and baby girl started giving a tantrum all the greater. What's up? We got her fries. And her 2-year-old little voice, baby girl said, I hate Michigan. They don't have good fries here. We realized she wanted, in her mind, the real thing. She wasn't going to have no peace. We wasn't going to have no peace until we got her some McDonald's fries. So we driving down 8 Mile, I think she threw the fries back up to the front seat. And we realized that this girl was trying to tell us that we ain't gonna have no peace, she ain't gonna have no peace until she get her McDonald's fries. As far as she knows, she wasn't in California. McDonald's must not be in Michigan because my mom and dad bought me the wrong fries. And so her mind wasn't right, and her mind wasn't going to get right until we got her some McDonald's fries. We drove a little further, found her some McDonald's fries. You best believe we found her some McDonald's fries. And can I say this for free? So many of us are trying to get peace by doing something and not going to the real thing. I'm trying to help you understand that you cannot get peace if you're trying to make money. You cannot get peace if you're trying to get a bigger job and get a bigger bank account and get a bigger house. And you can't get peace through material blessing. You cannot fake your way to peace. And God understands this, and Gideon teaches us today that the only way he was going to get peace is to bring God down himself. Yes, God consumed the burnt offering with fire. Yes, God showed him that he was with him. But the only way that Gideon got peace was to realize that God himself is peace. And can I help serve notice on some of you? Some of you are trying to get peace by trying to bring something that's not real into your life, to bring something that only God can bring. Yes, he may be fine, ladies, but he can't bring you peace. Yes, fellas, he may be fine, but he cannot bring you any peace. Yes, the house is good, but it ain't going to give you no everlasting peace. Yes, I'm glad you got a new job and a promotion, but it will not last forever. Yes, I'm glad you bought you a couple new purses and a couple new outfits, but you're not going to have peace, the kind of peace that lasts in every storm, the kind of peace that goes through every mountain, every difficulty, every situation. I'm looking for some people of God who can look at God and say, God, I'm not going to substitute you. I'm not going to placate you. I'm not going to bring anything else into my life, but I'm going to trust in you for my peace. Some of us don't have peace because we have substituted God as if substitutes can give you satisfaction and peace of mind the way that God can. What is God saying? He says, listen, my name is Jehovah Shalom, which means I'm the Lord of peace. Translate that, Pastor. It doesn't mean that God can not only give you peace, but what it means is that trusting in God as the source of and for your peace is the very thing that gives you peace. Okay, can I make it plain? I can hang out with my son's best friend. I can play ball with my son's best friend. And I can have a good experience. But if playing ball with my son is a thing that makes me feel great, it's a thing that makes me feel good, then my son's best friend can't give me what me and my son can have. And all I'm trying to help you understand is that some of you are trying to do the next best thing. But God is saying, I'm the only thing. I'm the one and only thing that can give you the peace that you need. Stop substituting me to get your peace. Stop looking for other things to give you peace. If you're going to have peace, you must say, God, you are the source and the strength of my life. You are the joy of my life. And the only way I'm going to get peace that I need, call upon your name. Have you really cried out to God? And said, Lord, I need you to be Jehovah Shalom. Have you ever cried out to God in a loud, clear, distinctive voice? Not as a plan B option, but say, God, I need you to come down in my life and be my peace. God says, I will be your peace. Everybody on your feet in this place.